Birds are so incredible. They can fly. They can accomplish these amazing feats of migration. They navigate across oceans and continents without a compass. They're fascinating in their biology and their behavior. And really, I've loved them ever since I was a kid.
I'm very excited to have Monica Iglesia today here on the show. Very excited, not just because she has the same name as me as Monica, but very excited for as we celebrate Earth Day this month in April, learning about different leaders in climate change and working on conservation. And so the first thing I am very excited, Monica, to ask you is like, how in the world did you first get passionate about studying birds and what that means for you?
Thanks so much for having me, Monica. And it is very fun to be with another Monica today. um, gosh, I've loved nature all my life, really, but my love for birds has a lot of different facets. So it was really all the different places that birds have been able to take me through studying California condors and Big Sur, or working with partners on shorebird conservation in Tierra del Fuego. Birds have really opened up the world to me. So while I've loved nature ever since I was a little kid, it was really being able to access and understand the birds that are right outside the window that kind of got me really excited about that group of animals.
What have you found to be important for skills and to grow and really thrive in a field like this?
Yeah, I feel like being curious about the world around you is really important. I think that's for me where it started. What are these plants? What are these animals? What does their life look like? But then more formally with school, like an undergraduate degree, I worked in environmental science. And so that's like sort of the hard science, the understanding the theories of conservation and ecology. But then there's also all of the other pieces that help, like the soft skills of relationship building. Conservation, no matter how passionate you are about animals and habitats, conservation is effective when you work with other people. So being able to build relationships with people that are working at federal agencies or state agencies or tribes, private lands, working with farmers, like how do we all find a common ground so that we can work in the same direction together? That's all sort of relationship building. And then also administrative skills, which don't sound as exciting, especially not for people that want to be outside all the time, but learning how to budget, learning how to apply for grants, learning how to track grants. All of that is so important because being able to use resources, funding wisely and effectively, and applying the science and the knowledge it all comes together to do conservation.
I feel during the pandemic, we've had even more of a humble reminder about how directly we are impacted by the earth in what we have done. And earth is communicating back to says, hello, like we are stressed here. Stop doing what you're all doing, human beings. And I feel like one movement I've just seen more is just not only more awareness and education, but also more people actually going back to farming, and whether those who have the opportunity or just shifting whole careers. I'm like, you know what? I want to do this farming thing that it's not going to be sustainable. And I'm curious from as somebody who's been in the field and noticing these things, like how does it feel? Are we like heading to a better direction? What are you excited about? What are you worried about? And what's happening?
Yeah, that's an interesting. Food systems have always been really interesting to me. And the dynamic between food systems, which relies on nature and the outside world, and the fact that we need to feed ourselves, and the fact that those same places could be habitats for wildlife. I just think that's a really important place. And I think birds are gateways to nature because no matter how urban of an environment you're in, there will be a bird somewhere nearby. And what's really cool is that rock pigeons that are commonly observed in city environment, those are birds that in their natural environment would live on cliff edges, right? So not necessarily a tall building, but a tall building is a proxy. I think as people start to look outside their windows, they start to get their hands in the dirt, they'll start to get some of the benefits of being in nature, whether that's in a backyard or a community garden or on a farm. And I think all of that just gets us more in tune with the seasons and rhythms. And that's exactly what birds are doing, is they're following those seasons and rhythms, their internal clocks. When they migrate and make their nests.